In the previous lesson, we look at how to check if a string is containing an integer. That is, if all the letters in the string are integer and numbers. In this lesson, let's look at more methods that we can perform on a string. And to start with, let's look if we can also check if all the string is alphabet. And that is where the isalpha comes to play. For us to do that, let's declare a variable and let's just call it only alpha or only string, whatever you want to use, fine. But I think I can use only letter. I can just go ahead and declare my string. I can say A, B, C, D, E. Perfect. Now let's make our first print. So I can just do my first string and say only letter. So let's call the method. I'm just going to copy this variable and we'll say is alpha, then our parentheses. Now let's check more. I'm just going to duplicate that. And the next is we're going to say has letter. So we can just put maybe like MN. Let's just say we want 1, 2, 3, MN 3. Now let's give it 4. So let's change this. Perfect. Now finally, let's check if there's no letter at all. You can just say no letter. You just have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to change this. No letter. I think let's update this. Has letter. No letter. Now let's try to print and see what we have. So looking at it, the first we have true because we're checking if everything is alphabet and it says it's true. Now the second one, we're saying is everything still alphabet? Of course not. We have numbers in between. And finally, this doesn't have even any alphabet at all. And the answer is still giving us false. Pretty much. So that's how to check if your string is containing just letters. How about you want to check if your string contains space? In other words, if there's space in between. You can do this, maybe you have sensitive characters and you want to be able to tell if there's space in between. For me to do that, I just need to declare some variable here as well. And to start with, we can say only space. Let's just give space. Let's do a print function as well. So I'm just going to say only space. Then we update this as well to is space. Okay. Then let's try to duplicate this. And we say has space. Let's just say has a space. So I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just say 3. So we left space. Then what we need to do here is update this variable. Then change this to has space. Finally, let's check that without space at all. So we can just call it no space. No space. This time around, let's just use letters. You can say A, B, C, D. You can just call this no space. Just replace this. Now, if we run it, we're expecting to see what we get. So I think let's be a bit dynamic here. Let's just print some line. I'm just gonna call it, let's say is space method. I can say new line. Okay, let's print. Let's say the magic I just did there. Should be backward, not /. Let's see if it works. Perfect. I need the space, and I also want to be able to tell what we're looking at. Now let's see the magic. So we have the first instance, we say only space. Let's see why we go through. Of course, only space. The second instance, I think it does have space, but let's see. It has space, but we are getting false because what we have here is not just space. We have also other letters in between. Now let's say the final one that we have false as well because it's all letters. So there's a way you can also check if your string is just space and not having any content. This is pretty cool. Finally, let's check if the all is all num. Let's see how that works. Let's copy this line. Let's just copy this is all num. Let's put it that way. Now let's declare some of our variable. And the first we need is only digits. Only digits. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we can have our print function. We'll just call this only digits. So we need to replace this as well. Then we need to call the right num. So we can say is all num. Let's try to duplicate that. Okay, so the next thing we're checking is only letters. Let's say only letters. We can just have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We can just replace this and have only letters. Let's check for more. Let's say has digits. we can just say 1, 2, 3, 4, then we use the @ symbol. So we can say has digits. Of course, we need to update the variable here. Let's do more. This time around, let's say has letter. Has letter. We can go ahead and just call it instinct hub. Of course, update this. Has letter. Pretty much. Let's see. In fact, let's run what we have and see. F5. Just save it. Now let's compare what we have. So we're checking if all is num. Like if all is num, let's see what that really means. So when you're considering all is num, you're checking if string value is only composed of digits or letters. So in other words, you're trying to check if the value contains only numbers or only strings. We're trying to check if the string contains only numbers or only letters. Now let's see how this works. So the first one, we have just only numbers, so we get true. The next one as well, we have only letters, we get true. This time around, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, then with @ symbol, we got false. Now, the last one, instinct of course, we also get true. So let's check another one, has digit letters. Let's say has digits, then letters. Has digits, letters. Let's put S here as well. So I can just say 1, 2, 3. I can say instinct. Let's even make it together. Instinct hub. Maybe another 3, 2. So let's update this variable. Okay. Then let's check another one that doesn't even has no digits. Let's just duplicate this. So we can say no digit letters. Let's say no. Let's update this as well. No. So let's have, we have our @ space @ another @ maybe $, exclamation. So let's run it and see. Okay. So here we got, of course, we got false, has no digit, then has digits and also string. We got true. So in other words, you can see you want to check whether everything you have is containing string and numbers. This is what to use. And if you look at what we've done, we've looked at how to really understand the type of string values we're getting and how to really make sense out of it. We look at the isalpha, checking whether it's just alphabet. Then we also check if it's just space. And finally, we check if our string is containing letters and numbers. Pretty much that makes a lot of sense. In the next lesson, we're going to be checking how to discover other string values. And of course, it's going to be something you want to really see. And of course, it's something you want to really see. And that's how we wrap it up on this one. If you like this tutorial, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles so that you can be notified every time we release a new tip. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.